I am D.
Hey guys, we are going to move on to our favorite segment every single Wednesday. I'm pretty sure it's one of your favorite segments too.
Badass
Or bust. Hey man, let us know about how you did last week, buddy.
All right, man. I had Carson Wentz as a badass. He went 15 for 27, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I know you might say that he's a bust, but he has no weapons, so I have to say that he was a badass.
He also won.
He did
we'll
win.
Give him that. Yep.
Exactly.
All right.
That's one of the reasons. If you would have lost and still had those stats, screw you, sir. You are a bust. But Brady, I had him as a badass. He went 28 for 14, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns. I hate to admit it, but sir, you were a badass. Josh Allen, I had you as a bust. My opinion, since no in between badass or bust, you were decent, so I have to say it, you were a bust. Baker Mayfield, sir, every week you're a bust, in my opinion, but you were...
AFC North fan.
Yes, sir. Ravens. You were 12 for 25, 122 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. You are a bust because you are trash. Kenny Galladay. I said you were going to be a badass. You really disappointed me. You had 4 targets, 0 catches. Sorry, buddy. You are a bust. Now, the Chiefs. I said you were going to be badasses. And of course you were, because you played the Jets and you killed them. It was 35-9. Jets, trade Sam. Get him out of that mess. Tua, I said you were going to be a bust. You, I have to say, even though you had, 2 touchdowns? Or no, wrong one. Okay. You were 12 for 22, 93 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 runs for 0 yards. I have to say it. You were a bust. I have to say it. Now, this was where I was starting to read. I said that Burrow, your boy Burrow, your boy,
Was going to bust against the Titans?
I said he was.
Yeah, and he didn't.
And he did not.
He hasn't busted against anybody. All year. He hasn't busted against anybody.
He doesn't even bust at home. And Ravens defense. I said that you were...
against anybody. Just saying.
He doesn't even bust at home. Defense of the Ravens. I said you were going to be badasses, but you fucking suck. That's what you did. And you busted. Terrible. Go to your badass or bust, because I'm disappointed.
All right, guys, we got my badass or bust. I got Lamar Jackson. He went 13 for 28, 208 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had 2 picks, 16 rushes, 65 yards.
4 turnovers.
I got him going as a badass this week as they play the Colts.
Oh, really? Okay.
All right, I got my boy, my underdog, my boy Herbert. 29 for 43, 278 yards, 3 touchdowns. They play the Raiders. There we go. I was waiting for it. Hey, buddy, I still got your back. You will be a badass, my friend. All right, I got Cam Newton, 15 for 25, 174 yards last week. Not that great, okay? They play the Jets next week, and I'm sorry. I think this is the Jets' first win of the season is against the Patriots this week.
Really?
I got Cam Newton as a bust. I do.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I'm full of mystery. Who knew? Merry Christmas. I got Alvin Kamara last week. 12 rushes, 67 yards, 9 catches out of the backfield for 96 yards. They played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I got him as a badass because, you know why? Because he's Alvin Kamara and he's a badass.
Okay.
Mullins, our boy Mullins. Who? Mullins who? Our guy for the Cowboys. He went 18 for 25, 238 yards, 2 touchdowns against the Seahawks last week. I'm sorry, you guys play the Packers tomorrow night. Sorry, buddy, you're going to bust, man. Packers are thirsty. And then, last but not least, we got our boy, Danny Dimes. We got 256 yards last week. They play the Washington football team this week.
The football
team. And I know, Danny, you only got 256 yards, buddy, but you We're going to bust again this week against Washington.
Really? Is Chase Young coming back?
I'm all about tossing and making for a fun little
Tossing?
mystery week. Yeah, man.
How was that again? Do that again?
Tossing, bro. Yeah. Look me in the eyes when you do that. Tossing.
Get me all hot and bothered now.
Hey, we got our badass or buses. Let's let them know what our picks are for the week, man. How'd you do
From
last week? Yeah, how'd you do
Okay.
last week, man?
Okay, I had, I chose the Lions versus the Colts. I chose the Lions. I had it 30-32, but the Colts ended up winning 41-21. I had the Steelers versus the Ravens. I had the Ravens taking that. I wanted them to win 35-28, but the Steelers ended up winning 28-24. Ugh. I had the Raiders in the game versus the Browns. I had that 28-20, but it was 16-6. The Raiders pulled that out. Then I chose the Eagles in the game that they had against the Cowboys. I had it 10-9. It was kind of similar to that, or 10-9. I had it 10-20. It was kind of similar to that. It was 9-23, and the Eagles won that. Then I chose the Seahawks versus the Niners. I took that 32-35. It was 27-37. The Seahawks won. So I got 1, 2, 3. I went 3 out of 3 and 2.
Last week I didn't do so well, man. I had I had Titans and Bengals. I did obviously pick my Bengals to win that game, and they did.
Pulled that out.
That put me at 1-0. Then I had the Vegas Raiders versus the Browns, as well as you did, buddy. And I picked the Brownies to win that. They did not win that game. Outside Minnesota at Green Bay, I had Green Bay, who I just picked 4. Kind of. I had them winning the game. They did not win the game. So I was 1-2 at this point. Then I had Tampa Bay and the Giants. Tampa Bay was able to pull that out. And they ended up with 2-2 on that. And then we had LA and Denver. Obviously, I picked LA. Denver won. I'm at 6-4 currently on our picks, man.
6-4.
I'm 6-4. Yeah, in the last 2 weeks, I'm 6-4.
I don't even remember what I went the week before.
Oh, I keep records of everything.
Okay.
Keep records of everything.
I got it in my book, though.
I
got it in my book.
Everything.
Next time,
Everything.
next pick 4, I'm going to have it written down right here so I can tell you what I was since the first episode. I will let you know how I did. All right. Now my pick's going into week 10.
10!
No, it's 9. It's 9. 9! I went wrong on that.
All right.
It's 9! All right. I have Packers versus the Niners. I'm taking the Packers 40-30. I got Seahawks versus Buffalo. I got Seahawks taking that 32-20. I got Lions versus the Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings 28-21. Miami versus Carolina, because I want to see this one. I got the
Debut number 2 for Mr. Tua, number 1.
yeah. I got the Cardinals taking that over the Dolphins 20-14. Then I got the Saints versus Tampa Bay. I got the Saints taking that 17-14. What you got, sir?
All right, man. First off, at 1 p.m., we got Seattle at Buffalo. 6-1 Seattle at 6-2 Buffalo. I got Seattle winning that game. So I'm with you on that.
Okay.
All right, also, 1 o'clock p.m., we got Lions at Vikings. We got the 3-4 Lions, 2-5 Vikings. I'm picking the Lions in that game, man. They keep games close. They're not really good at closing, but I'm going to pick the Lions to win.
And I picked the Vikings.
Even though the Vikings just beat the Packers. That's all right. We got the Las Vegas
Crooks.
Raiders versus our Chargers. 4-3 Raiders, 2-5 Chargers. Guess what, man?
You're taking the Chargers.
I'm taking the Chargers. My underdog Justin Herbert lining up with 1,800 yards this year.
Okay.
We got the New Orleans Saints at 5-2 versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 6-2. Buccaneers, sorry. Picking the Buccaneers.
Ooh,
That's how it is. I also, check this out. Pick of the week. Patriots 2-5 versus the New York Jets 0-8. Jets get their
That's the game
first
of the week.
Jets get their first win this week.
You think so?
Cam Newton's not playing well.
He is not. He got pulled.
He did. Then he came back and he played decent. He didn't throw any touchdowns though, and you're not
Okay.
going to win. Touchdowns
Okay.
win you ball games.
Okay. All right, man. 3.
Hey man, the hell should we talk about?
Since it's about halfway through the season, I think we should touch base and see how our underdogs are doing so far. Since you already somewhat talked about him, how's Herbert looking?
Ah man, Herbert, my underdog of the year. Mind you, listen to me, I would love for it to be Burrow, but I picked Herbert because nobody expected anything out of Herbert. Alright, listen to me. Herbert's got 1,820 yards. He's got averaging 303 yards a game. He's got 15 touchdowns and only 5 picks.
Okay. That's not too bad for a rookie.
I mean, he's doing better than Phillip Rivers was doing when he was there.
Yeah, but I think Phillip Rivers was just kind of done being there. He was mad that they moved from San Diego to LA. He wasn't too happy about that.
Well,
Andy was having to play in what?
go from
what
one
was it?
one beautiful
a soccer
lifestyle to
stadium?
the next. Couldn't imagine what that goes. What that feels like.
I know, right?
So what's your what do you got, man? How's your underdog doing?
How's Matt Ryan doing? I mean, so far this year.
Underdog. That's what that means. Underdog.
That's the fuck you sign, man.
Underdog. Double underdog.
What the hell? Okay, so far this year, since he's really had no defensive help, man, he's kind of on track to, as stats wise, as kind of looking like what it has his MVP year. You threw me off so much with that.
Underdog.
In 8 games so far this year, he's thrown for 2,462 yards. He has 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. And I mean,
That's leading the league, guys, by the way.
what's that?
Matt Ryan. In pass yards, that's leading the league.
Is it really?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Ooh, see?
It would have been it would have been Dak Prescott until he got hurt. But Dak Prescott was lighting up every board with numbers before he got hurt.
But were they winning games?
No, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about one individual player, so that's why I picked Prescott.
Okay, and then in his worst game
Somebody's
this
not
year.
getting lunch money.
Why you say that? Somebody's not getting
Just put
lunch
these back on.
Okay. His worst game so far this year came against the Bears, and I mean he was hit 8 different times. He was sacked twice, and I mean since then he has basically had a touchdown every single game. He throws for nearly 238 yards, and yeah, man. I mean, really, what can you say? I mean, you have 2 of the best duos, the tandems for wide receiver in the league, and Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. I mean, you got to have something going on, and you got a pretty damn good tight end in Hayden Hurst.
It's just one of those things, man. It's not like basketball where you can have 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 superstars and expect
Gotta
to win
have
a
defense.
Super Bowl after that. You have to have all aspects of the game. Yeah, fine. You have strong defense will win you a championship, but the Falcons don't have that strong defense. They have Matt Ryan. They have Julio Jones. Julio Jones has fallen out. Matt Ryan's been he's been
Julio's
doing.
falling out. What are you talking about?
Julio Jones is nowhere near putting up the numbers that he used to put up.
Oh,
I know
sure.
because I played him on fantasy the last couple years.
Yeah, but he has their offensive line really is not that good.
No,
because
the whole
you
team
got-
is like this. The whole team's like this.
You got Gurley on your team, and you're still not really putting up too many rush yards.
Like, I figure if you're the Atlanta Falcons, you should at least have a really, really, really solid offense. If you have a terrible defense, which they're used to having, they have
They
a
do.
mediocre defense. So the fact that they just need to have a really good offense. So you
They're
score
putting
30,
up-
40 points a game.
They're putting up about 28 to 30 plus, about 35 points a game.
Okay,
Putting
then that
up
just
about
tells you
that.
how bad their defense is.
And that's exactly what it is, because if you're putting up that much, and you've only won 2 games so far this year, it's your defense. Your defense is not allowing you to close out games.
And
You
Matt
had a
Ryan's
chance-
too old to be carrying the load anymore, man.
They had a chance. He's only been in the league about, 12 years, I think. or 10 to 12 years so far. I mean, he's not that old.
He's one of those ones up there like Rodgers. He's one of those up there like Brady's obviously over all those, but he's up there with Rodgers. He's up there with Matt Ryan, Drew, Stafford.
Brady
Aaron
would be
Rodgers.
in the same position if he didn't have one of the best coaches that has records of every single team in there because they cheat. So I mean, you're doing that. But I mean, since they got rid of their coach and their GM, they're hit and miss with it. If you're putting up 20, like I said, 28 to 35 points a game,
You should be winning the football.
you should be
game.
winning.
Absolutely.
You have no defense. That's my whole thing. But anyways, on the other side of the underdog, how's your MVP looking so far?
My MVP at the beginning of the season is one of Russell Wilson, who has never in his career had one vote for the MVP.
Not even last year?
No, this dude is 6-1. He has led the Seahawks to
think
6-1.
I think he didn't have first place because I think he came in second last year.
He's never had one first place though.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. My bad.
No, I was just trying to see if
Yeah,
that's
he's
what
never
you were
had
saying.
never had one first place vote. Sorry, I should have
that's
specified.
ridiculous.
Thank you.
That's
It
ridiculous
is.
for him not to even.
He's got
be a
2,151 yards. He's got 26 touchdowns. Now, mind you, I just talked about my underdog. My underdog has 15 touchdowns and 5 picks. My dude Russell Wilson, the underdog MVP, has 26 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions.
I got to give it up to him because he's winning those big games.
He is, and he can turn nothing and turn it into something.
Really?
Yes.
Even with DK Metcalf.
He can take a collapsed play and make it great. Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, he can
I
take
didn't know
take a collapsed play and make it good. That's why he's the MVP, and that's why they continue to win. They've only been beat one time. DJ Metcalf's a freak. You guys all saw that video.
Where he chased down, what's that?
Oh, hawked him.
Hawked him.
How about you, man? How's your most valuable player doing?
I had Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he hasn't even put up nearly even the yards numbers as Matt Ryan, but he has 1,948 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. He hasn't thrown one since he played Tampa.
There you go.
I'll give him that. I mean, he had a horrible outing against Tampa, and if it wasn't for that, I'd probably still be thinking that he was going to be the MVP.
Hey,
but
who did I pick in the Super Bowl at the beginning of this podcast? 4 weeks ago, I picked the Packers. Absolutely, I still got faith in Aaron Rodgers, and I
still have
like your
faith
pick.
in them.
I like your pick on Rodgers.
I still have faith in them as a team to make it to the Super Bowl because I do not think that the Seahawks' defense would be able to stop Aaron Rodgers and their offense.
And at this point in age, man, we're used to numbers. There's no way that Aaron Rodgers is going to put up the numbers that he put up years before this season. All right, we got rookies putting up numbers that nobody's even thought of. They're just doing it just for fun, which is why Aaron Rodgers is good. I don't know if I'd have him as an MVP because he's not going to do what these rookies are doing.
That is a big part of it, and plus their defense is letting down everything too. They got a decent pass rush. They have decent cornerbacks and a decent secondary, but they do not have enough to be able to keep him on track to being the MVP. And at least my decision, if he keeps playing like how he has these past few weeks and losing to the Vikings, come on now. All they have is Cooks, Dalvin Cooks. That's all that they really have. They don't have a good defense. They don't have a good offense. Cousins is not worth what he's getting paid either, in my opinion. But, I mean, you lost to them.
We're in the middle of COVID.
I'm starting to lose faith in
jobs are scarce.
in him carrying that team and also being the MVP. I still think that they can do it, but we'll see. We'll see. Speaking of the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, we'll move on to the game that's going to be happening tomorrow.
We have a nice game going on tomorrow night, buddy. I'm excited.
The Packers and the Niners.
The 5-2 Packers, 4-4 Niners.
Niners haven't looked the same since Nick Bosa went down, in my opinion.
All right, I could see that. Packers are kind of on and off. Niners are kind of just riding the wave. I think with the division they're in, they'll still get in the playoffs regardless. But
you think they'll get the first place, or you think they'll get in wild card?
I'm not sure yet. Ask me again in like 2 weeks. Because
Fair
everything
enough.
I seem to pick just seems to like switch the next week. Because
And
something
Garoppolo
Garoppolo.
is hit and miss.
What if Garoppolo played for the Raiders?
Garoppolo and the Raiders. The Raiders. We'll just do it like that. We'll go Raiders. Anyways, what you got for that game?
Man, honestly, San Francisco Packers, I got a close game. I got like a 31-21 Green Bay Packers.
That's what you got, 31-21?
31-21, I think Packers. 31-21 tomorrow night on Thursday Night Football to wake up to a happy victory Friday. Boom.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I already picked them in my pick 5, so I'm just going to repeat that score. 40-30 Packers.
Packers.
The Cheeseheads.
Hey, we hope you guys have watched all of this. It's been a little weird. We're getting better. We're doing our best. We love you guys. Find us on Facebook. Find us on
YouTube.
Absolutely.
The link is always on the page, so watch it. You'll see more than what you end up seeing when you watch just the clips on the page. So we got more interesting stuff. I've talked about the UFC. We talked about this. We talked about underdogs. There's a few more badass or bust that you guys haven't seen. So just watch the full clips.
Absolutely, man. Next week we're gonna talk about the fair.
The fair?
Yeah,
The fair.
the fair.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Hey, we love you guys. We'll see you next week, man.